We are going to do a buttonhole, and to do that you need to prep your machine. For your bobbin case, we're going to do one more step. You can keep everything threaded through it, but there is a little hole at the top of this arm, and we are going to thread our bobbin thread through that hole. It'll get there. There we go. Okay, so it's coming out the top of the hole. What that does is it gives it a little bit more tension and allows your buttonhole to be, the thread on it to be nice and tight. And you're just going to put that back in the same way that you would do it normally. For your top thread, we are going to change our presser foot to be a buttonhole presser foot. So there's a little lever in the back that you pull up just like your presser foot lifter, and this will pop off, and we're going to replace it with the buttonhole foot. Now this gargantuan thing, it doesn't just go underneath and kind of pop up. You have to kind of scoop it onto that little stump that's up there and then replace that. Before you put it in, you want to also make sure that your thread is going up underneath the bobbin. So I just kind of pull the presser foot, presser foot goes up so that thread is going through there. And then we're going to turn our hand wheel so our bobbin thread comes up. Just slide fabric or scissor tips or something under there to make sure that they're all coming out. All right, we're ready to go. On your machine, you are going to push 0. That is actually going to show up on your screen to be 10, and it'll show the shape of your buttonhole. It should not say auto in here at first. These machines have the ability to save the length of your stitch. If you're doing multiple buttonholes, it'll know that you need them all the same size. But for right now, we want it to be blank. If it's not blank, push the clear button to get it to that way. All right, on my fabric, I've already marked the length of my button that I'm going to do. Some of you will have on your buttonhole foot a red slider, which also can be used. You would just set it to wherever your measurement is. This is kind of the way that you do it if you don't have a fancy little thing on your presser foot. When you sew a buttonhole, you want to make sure that you have at least 2 layers of fabric. So you can do that either by adding interfacing to the back side of your buttonhole, or if it's fabric that has been folded a couple of times, once or twice, you can use that. So the top of your buttonhole, you're going to make sure that when your needle goes down in it for the first time, it's on the top of your buttonhole. Now your machine kind of has this great ability to know what it's supposed to do. So we're going to go down, it's going to do the left side of your buttonhole first. When you get to the bottom of your buttonhole, you're going to push the reverse button. You only have to push it once. Your machine is smart, and so it's going to know that it's going to go up the other side of your buttonhole, and it's going to complete the other side of it. It'll make a bar tack at the top to kind of make sure that nothing separates on that side of the fabric. It'll go down to the bottom. Now it remembers how long it did the first one. So when it gets to the bottom, it's going to do this bar tack, and then it's going to stop. My foot pedal is all the way down, but my machine knows that's how long the first side was, so it's going to match the second side to that. Then you're going to lift it up, cut your threads loose, and then you can use a seam ripper or a pair of scissors to carefully cut open that buttonhole, not extending past the top tack and the bottom tack on your buttonhole.